Alright, YouTube. So let's see. The story starts off with I was really bored. I was on Facebook, and I saw Paul Empty Jar Cooper post a post about how he's gonna go into a game with some guy named Chris Leblanc, and he's gonna play him for $100. So there's some bad blood going around apparently. So I was kind of curious to see like what Paul Cooper was playing nowadays since he got banned from a lot of things. So I've heard on Facebook. I don't really keep up with that kind of stuff, but hey, stuff happens. So I just went to the game and decided just hit the record button in case it's a good game. And it actually is legitimately a pretty good game, so I thought to post it up. You might be hearing some Family Guy in the background, because I like background noise. It's kind of I don't like being quiet. But yeah, it's unfortunate with Brian, right? So yeah, most of the game I was actually not really paying attention because I was watching American Dad and Family Guy, and I just wanted to like have a first impression about like what's going on with the game, like instead of knowing what's gonna happen. I feel it's more fun to do commentary when it's on a game where I have not seen yet happen. The only time I really look back and forth to the game is when it shows you've been logged out because of inactivity, which I don't really understand because I'm watching the game. Well, I wasn't watching the game, but usually people will be watching the game. So let's see. Torrential happened and nuked the whole field. And so, Paul Empty Jar Cooper made a Stardust Spark Dragon. When going against Girgias, I probably wouldn't make that myself, because you can just turn it to defense mode and smack it twice. But then it shows up he has Vanity's Emptiness. Vanity's Emptiness and Spark Dragon is a really awesome combo, because no matter... Well, you're going to have to kill two things in order to get rid of Emptiness versus one thing. And when it's the player's turn, they can activate anything, Spark Dragon effect on Vanity's Emptiness, and it will still live, so you get one free card usage instead of the previous no card usage. Or only allowed to have card from hand to graveyard usage. But yeah, 4 back row versus 1 Spark Dragon and 3 back row. And the opponent activates Phoenix Chain on Spark Dragon. As for why he activated that during Paul's main phase, I don't really know why. But he did. I think this is Paul's turn. I was actually kind of half paying attention that time. I guess we're gonna wait. So, the way this is going, it seems that Chris activated Phoenix Chain, Paul used Spark's effect, and then tried to chain 7 tools. Now, you're not able to do that, because Chainlink 1, Phoenix Chain, Chainlink 2, Spark Dragon, Chainlink 3, 7 tools. That's like one Chainlink too far away to negate with 7 tools. So I'm guessing they're having this whole argument about it. And the chat goes crazy. I'm not sure it's because I'm playing the video on 4 times speed, but the chat gets pretty crazy when things get pretty hectic with rulings and stuff, and yeah. But 440 watchers is not that bad. To my knowledge, the only thing that Paul did was post on Facebook, and if that's enough to get him this many viewers, I'm rather jealous. Oh, and earlier I did notice that a lot of YouTubers came into the scene, like Asian Eyes, MCool40, Asian Persuasion. Some people were mentioned, and there was not a single mention of Croa. Granted, I did go into the game with my Croa account, and it's not Croa Cresta, but I'm just gonna assume that I'm just not that popular. So he goes and gets Bottomless and has a Tempest out. Summons Little Homie Mark 1, only to get Vanity's Emptiness. Now, so he's gonna mill with Ravine to turn off the Antinous to go off to attack for game, I'm assuming. So if that's not a face down Mirror Force or Torrential, nope, never mind. He does not go for game. I'm assuming he doesn't have enough dragons to do it. Nope, he does. He got warninged by a Stardust before he could attack for that extra 500 for game. 300 survival. That's a fun place to be. So yeah, on the subject of 7 tools, so apparently that card is going up in play because of more traps. So that's the evolution of Yu-Gi-Oh, right? It goes from Heavy Storm to Heavy Storm being banned, to having to main deck 3 MSTs, to main decking Trap Stun, to main decking 7 tools. So slowly but surely the the decks, structures of preference is kind of going backwards in time. I think, well, actually it's not really technically backwards in time. Technically it is. I kind of miss Heavy Storm. Like, the format's really not that bad now that every staple... Oh, there it is. My first time out. And I gotta go back into the game. Luckily, they were still side decking. What was I saying? Granted, the episode where Brian dies is going. That sucks for him. Back on subject. All staple traps are kind of hit to 1. So no 3 compulse, no 2 torrentials, 2 bombless, all that cool stuff. I like the format a lot without Heavy Storm and them having to do that. But at the same time, seeing 1 Yamato, 1 Kaiser, and 4 back row is not exactly motivating to the players' motivation. So let's see. He goes and sets call to get MST'd and blaster attacks into Gear, which adds Little Homie Mark II. He summons Little Homie Mark II, specials the armor and sets it face down. And he sits there. I've always liked Little Homie Mark II because he's basically a monster reborn that stays there. So yeah, he's cool. When I play Geargias in my own build, I always play 3 because I just like that. I like thinking about the game that way. Geargia Mark II is a monster reborn with legs. If you think about it that way, it's not really. It's a lot better that way, actually. So he makes Crimson Blader in hopes to shut down Blu-rays and. Wait, to shut down Blu-ray and Burrito combos. Yeah, it fades Gear Arsenal only to get 7 tools. Trapstone will work just fine, but 7 tools is the card to use. Honestly, I'm not sure why people choose to run 7 tools because Trapstone... There's not that many counter traps. There's only warning. Sure, like, 7 tools kills warning and Trapstone doesn't. But I just like the whole stay for a whole turn kind of feeling. I don't know. If I was going to go off, and if I have Trapstone set, I would flip Trapstone first, then go off. So then the warning would be stunned. Versus 7 tools only stops warning, but not the potential other set Phoenix Swing or the other Torrential. So it's just my player preference, really. So he summons... Dun, 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 dun. All he really needed to do was special twice and attack Zen mains to kill it, but he doesn't. Honestly, when an opponent drops Maxi and I'm playing Dragons, if they already have 5 cards in hand, I will be more than willing to let them have that second draw. More than likely, if they have that 5 cards in hand, if I stopped at that 1, they're gonna kill it. Like, it's gonna die. But if I special 1 more, and then they draw that next card, now I would have 2 dragons out, and that's slightly harder to get over than 1 dragon. Plus, if I had those 2 dragons, I would be able to actually have a dead Zen mains. So it's like, Chris would have drawn 1, but that would still be a dead Zen mains, which would be a -1. So versus stopping at that 1 maxi, that would have been an even with a dead Zen mains with 2 dragons on the field. That's just me. I'm not gonna bash on Paul's playstyle. I also will banish Blader first with Blaster instead of banishing the Blaster. Because dragons, I've realized that you should only special Blasters and Redoxes. Because if the opponent makes Crimson Blader, you're kind of just dead. Blader! And speaking of which, there's Blader. And plus, I like to banish the attributes first, and then the dragons. Because if you banish the attributes first, you filter out all the things that are situationally banishable, and then keep the dragons so they can always be banishable. So I would always banish the Bladers and the look, he had Mirror Force. The Bladers and the what's it called? Maxis. So he specials Little Homie Mark 1 off of X, tributes Little Homie Mark 1 for Accelerator to have a floater. And then Paul activates his Phoenix Wing to top deck the set back row. See, with this kind of situation, if he did the thing I said earlier about killing Zen mains, he would still have had that Phoenix Wing set, so he can have a better choice of what he wants to top deck instead of having to be forced to chain it. Later on, it gets kind of... Later on, I think will be effective, but it looks like Paul is winning this one. Because he has all this advantage versus Chris's 2 cards. But I am very skeptical that Paul actually wins this game, because there is 9 minutes left in the video. 8 minutes left in the video. Going at 4 times speed. So that means there's 24 minutes left in the game. So I think there's going to be a game 3. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a game 3. How does he come back from this? I don't know. Oh, the card that he got Phoenix Swing was an MST. Okay, so it was worth Phoenix Swing the face MST to get Ravine active again. So I guess overall, in the long run, that was the better play. But it's just... I'm not the greatest player in the world. I just say like what I would have done to give some secondary insight onto how a deck could have been played. But I didn't top or win any events, so that explains how good I actually am at this game. Not that good. I just like being creative. So he goes off, and he's gonna put Scrap Dragon into defense mode. Paul Cooper talks smack, and there is 800 watchers in here. Holy snap. That's a lot of watchers. Wow. Okay. I'm guessing it's because there's a lot of Yu-Gi YouTubers in here, and I'm guessing there's a lot of advertisement on Paul Cooper's side. So, yeah. This guy's really popular. You go, guy. Congrats to you. So he has this filled out right now. So me, I would have just big-eyed his Scrap Dragon, and then pop pop my set. I don't know, I was actually kind of half paying attention. But somehow I think timed out. I think I would just time out due to inactivity. That is totally the best play to do right about now. But yeah, I learned something new. The whole Drago sack into like token synchro and stuff. I never did that before, so that's kind of cool. I'm assuming this is the deck list that was the winner of the last YCS in London, Paris. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. And he flips the Gozen Natch. Oh, look at that chat go. Rise! Rise! Come on, come on, come on. Up, up, up. So yeah, there's that little skit for you. So he goes and picks fire. Chris picks wind. Makes 2 tokens. Pops his back row. It was a malevolent catastrophe. Not like he was going to attack anyway. I will have just set a trap stun because I don't want malevolent destroying ravine. So he goes and mills Trigon. What is he gonna do with that? Absolutely nothing. I will at least special a dragon to kill a token, or at least that set, which is probably an armor. So yeah, never mind, I probably wouldn't attack the armor. I probably would attack the token. But it turns out that might not be the armor, cause... No, wait, no, that could be the armor. I forgot he can't flip it with Goes Enough. So he banishes 2 dragons to Special Blaster and attacks the token. Actually, he might not have any other dragon in that graveyard, which is why he didn't go off last turn. So overall, I think... Oh, look, MST. So overall, I don't think Paul wins this one, but this is a mighty good game. I honestly thought that Chris had lost this one. I'm glad that Chris won this one. So, it goes into game 3. Honestly, I really don't like 2-0 games because that just cuts it really slow. I mean, cuts it off, like, really quickly. So game 3 kind of makes it like you get an extra scene to it, you know? So we have the top tier deck versus the previous winning deck. Off in game 3 with the side decks. Paul Cooper going first. He mills, and then he goes and sets 3 back row. Oh, fun. And there's no heavy storm, so we set 4 back row over here and end turn. Paul goes and mills the Redox and has the whole family active. What is he going to do with his family first? With 4 back row, I assume he's going to make a star something. In this situation, I would have special blaster and just attacked, which he does. Attacks into the, most likely, the armor. Chris is thinking, so he has an attack response, which is the compulsory evacuation device. Cool. Chris goes, summons Gear, Accelerator, flip summons the Watchdog. He's asking, is this fine? With 4 back row, there should be a response there somewhere, but more than likely, Paul is just going to save it for the synchro. Well, there's no warning set guaranteed. There's no torrential set? Oh, no, there is a Phoenix Wing set. So he goes and bounces that guy to the deck. And this is where I assume one misplayed happened, because, what's his face? Chris targeted his own dude and got his big guy thrown back into the extra deck. So the little dude should still be in defense mode. I guess it really doesn't matter because it's only 500 attack. Whatever. So yeah, specials plaster once again. This is the habit that I'm more used to. People specialing blasters. I never special Tidal or Tempest unless I have to. So he attacks, and he goes defense and dies. That's why I really like Karakuris, because you don't die that quickly, because they go into defense mode. So you last a little bit longer than most other decks. And Gyrikias have a lot of floaters. So I guess combining those two together also gives them like a really big push play. So I guess overall, that's a really good deck. That's a really good deck. Plus synchro options. The only thing I didn't like about when I played this deck is that there was a lot of inconsistent hands. So that's why I kind of just gave up on the deck. Like, when a deck gets inconsistent hands, it gets really inconsistent. Look at that chat go! It just keeps going and going and going. Look at that. Okay, so I hope you guys can keep up with the chat, cause I certainly am not. Ooh, that Phoenix Wing on that goes in. Yeah. Paul's definitely got this game. Good game, good game. Look at all those G's going on this chat. Good game. Duel over. Paul NT Jar Cooper wins $100. Yep. So yeah, that's my commentary for today. Coca is signing out.